नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भगवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Amrish Maharaj offended by Durvasa Muni, verse 49 to 64. Yeah, just a bit. Yeah. Text 49. Upon seeing that his own attempt had failed and that the Sudarshana Chakra was moving toward him, Durvasha Muni became very frightened and began to run in all the direction to save his life. Text 50. As the blazing flames of a forest fire pursue a snake, the disk of the Supreme Personality of Godhead began following Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni saw that this was almost touching his back, and thus he ran very swiftly, desiring to enter a cave of Sumeru mountain. Text 51. Just to protect himself, Durvasa Muni fled everywhere in all directions, in the sky, on the surface of the earth, in caves, in the ocean, on different planets of the rulers of the three worlds, and even on the heavenly planets. But wherever he went, he immediately saw following him the unbearable fire of the Sudarshana Chakra. Text 52. With a fearful heart, Durvasa Muni went here and there seeking shelter. But when he could find no shelter, he finally approached Lord Brahma and said, O my Lord, O my Brahma, kindly protect me from the blazing Sudarshana Chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 53 and 54. Lord Brahma said, at the end of the Parardha Dviprartha, when the pastimes of the Lord came to an end, Lord Vishnu, by a flick of his eyebrows, vanquishes the entire universe, including our places of residence. Such personalities as me and Lord Shiva, as well as Daksha, Bhrigu, and similar great saints, of which they are the head, and also the rulers of the living entities, the ruler of human society, and the rulers of demigods, all of us surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, bowing our heads to carry out his orders for the benefit of all living entities. Text 55. When Durvasa Muni, who was greatly afflicted by the blazing fire of his Sudarshana Chakra, was thus refused by Lord Brahma, he tried to take shelter of Lord Shiva, who always resides on his planet known as Kailasha. Text 56. Lord Shiva said, my dear son, Lord Brahma, and the other demigods who rotate within this universe under the misconception of our greatness, cannot exhibit any power to compete with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For innumerable universes and their inhabitants came into existence and are annihilated by the simple direction of the Lord. Text 57 and 59. Past, present, and future are known to me, Lord Shiva. Sanat Kumara Narada, the most revered Lord Brahma, Kapila, the son of Devuti, Apant, Apantaratma, Lord Vyasadeva, Devala, Yamraja, Asuri, Marichi, and many saintly persons headed by him, as well as many others who have achieved perfection. Nonetheless, because we were recovered by the illusory energy of the Lord, we cannot understand how expensive that illusory energy is. You should simply approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead to get relief from this. Sudarshana Chakra is intolerable even to us. Go to Lord Vishnu, he will certainly be kind enough to bestow all good fortune upon you. Text 60. Thereafter, being disappointed even in taking shelter of Lord Shiva, Durvasa Muni went to the Vaikuntha Dham, where the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana resides with his consort, the goddess of fortune. Text 61. Durvasa Muni, the great mystic, is crossed by the heat of the Sudarshana Chakra fell at the lotus feet of Narayana, his body trembling. He spoke as follows: O infallible, unlimited Lord, protector of the entire universe, you are the only desirable object of all devotees. I am a great offender, my Lord. Please give me protection. Text 62. O my Lord, O Supreme Controller, without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offered you your most dear devotee. Very kindly save me from the reaction of this offense. You can do everything, for even if a person is fit for going to hell, you can deliver him simply by awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship. Text 63. The Supreme Personality of God had said to the Brahmana, I am the complete under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. Text 64. O best of the Brahmanas, without saintly persons for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulences. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Shivani Mataji. Hare Krishna, Sri Krishna Das Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Radharani Mataji. Thank you, Shivani Mataji, for reading the translation today. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripam Vidittamaham Prapadye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Makam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim yatkrupa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Tinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So the very famous pastime of Maharaj Amrish pastime, Sukadeva Goswami is elaborating. So Maharaj Amrish, he took birth from Nabaga. So he's very exalted devotee, and Parishit Maharaj was asking questions. Uh, so how is Maharaj Amrish was so exalted? I would like to hear about him. Uh, so eventually Sukadeva Goswami is elaborating Maharaj Amrish pastimes here. So the famous verse 18 and 20, that how Maharaj Amrish he used every limbs of his body, every basically subtle senses as well as the gross senses. He engaged in the service of the Lord. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo vachamshi vaikunta gunanuvarnani. So he was basically using all of his senses. His mind is always thinking about Krishna's lotus feet, and he was elaborating Krishna's pastimes using his tongue. He was always chanting Krishna's glories, his holy name, and all of the senses. He was using his hands to clean the temple like that. So he was a perfectly elevated, pure devotee of Krishna. So therefore, Krishna has personally given his Sudarshan Chakra to protect Maharaj Amrish. So you can imagine this was also granted to Bali Maharaj when Bali Maharaj was completely surrendered. And then Lord was actually saying that, okay, you can go to Sutla planet, and there my Sudarshan Chakra I will personally protect, and my Sudarshan Chakra will be guarding. So similarly here also Maharaj Amrish was being protected by the Lord personally by his Sudarshan Chakra. So the Maharaj king being very opulent, he is performing his Ekadesi, very, very opulently. In a sense, he is giving so much in charity, like crores and crores of cows being given in charity. He's not only fasting, but he's giving elaborate amount of charity, and very pompously worship, and whatever to the extent possible. As a king, he is doing everything in his capacity to satisfy the Lord and also take advantage of the Ekadesi Vrata. So, and eventually it was said that he was completely detached from all household affairs. King means he has the entire paraphernalia, not only just family. He has the entire kingdom, the Gajana, the wealth, of the kingdom, the all the animals and the soldiers and chariots and so many, so on and so forth. So he was completely managing those with a complete detachment. So it is, this is like extremely difficult, um, because along with the king comes so much responsibility, and you have to do the responsibility, but at the same time you have to be completely detached. Only a perfect Vaishnava can do this kind of. So that's why those kind of kings are called Raja Rishis. So, and it was mentioned here that this he took a vow for 1 year, and then he was bathing in Yamuna, and then he worshipped the Supreme Lord. And following that principles, he performed a Maha Abhisheka. So for Lord Krishna. So he is basically completely engaged in Krishna consciousness and also taking care of worldly activities. So this particular incident where Durvasha Muni got offended just came into picture on that particular Dwadesi, when Durvasa Muni appeared with all of his disciples, and then he went to Yamuna to take bath, and then he wanted to come for a breakfast. So here, after the Ekadasi, when the Parana time came, when the Dwadasi, it was just one muhurta was left, just to break that. So he was obviously Vaishnavas, they're very particular about breaking the fast on a particular time, because those that is how you can satisfy the Lord. You don't want to transgress the Vedic laws, so they're very particular. And King Ambarish was also very particular. So and then eventually he consulted the Brahmanas. So if you can look at how the kings used to they used to function, like they used to have the ministers and Brahmanas. Brahmanas basically they are giving the advice to the king. So they are the very intelligent class of people. So even though Brahmanas are intelligent, they don't actually take the position of a king. They always they don't want the burden of management. So some Kshatriya has to take over that position. And in this case, and Maharaj Ambarish is also Kshatriya and is also Vaishnava. See, Vaishnavas can be in any position. It doesn't matter. They can be a grahastha or a vanaprastha or sannyasi, or he can be in any social order also. So he can be a brahmachari, he can be a kshatriya, brahmana, vaishya, shudra. It doesn't really matter. So a brahmanas. So in this case, he was in a kshatriya order. He was a pure devotee of the Lord, and he was taking guidance from brahmanas. And the brahmanas said, "No, we cannot transgress the Vedic Vedic laws, so that you should actually break your fast." And King Ambarish personally decided to break the fast just by drinking water, which is not at all an offense. When obviously when the guests are coming, you obviously have to feed the guest and then only take prasadam. That is the Vedic etiquette. So he didn't break that etiquette. At the same time, he didn't break the etiquette of fasting on time. So he was basically taking care of both of that. So at this point, Durashmani and they came back from after taking bath in Yamuna river, is very angry, and he saw that by his meditation he was able to see, he was a powerful yogi, and he was able to see that Ambrish actually he already took water and he broke his fast. So he was extremely angry. His eyebrows were like frowning, and he was looking at Ambrish just like he was going to burn him down. So at that time, being very angry, he produced one extremely fearful personality, blazing fire like a personality. He was about to punish Ambrish. So he had a very powerful trident. At that time, Ambrish Maharaj was not even moving an inch. He was so much completely, say dhira, sober, that he was not at all fearful from this fearful personality. So we can understand from Bhagavad Gita that the fear is the last thing that goes away from shoka, moha, bhaya, like the attachment, illusion, and the lamentation. All of these things have to go away before the fear can go away. The fear is the last thing that goes away when you take the complete shelter of the Lord, and when you become elevated to such an extent that the fear also can go away for exalted devotees. So Ambrish Maharaj is such exalted devotee that he is not even fearful of this very, very terrible looking with a trident. He is not even moving an inch. So at that time, this Sudarshan Chakra came, and in a flash of a second, the Sudarshan Chakra burned out the creature that was created by Durvasha Muni. So now uh, now Durvasha Muni is witnessing this, and he understood that he has done a great offense. Now Sudarshan Chakra started following Durvasha Muni, and he's being extremely fearful. Now he started moving, running in all directions. So this is the instance where Durvasha Muni, he already realized that he made a big offense. Now he's trying to save his life. Imagine how powerful is Durvasha Muni. He is, he can, by his meditation, he was able to see what was happening in the palace, and also he has access to all the planets, so he can go to all the planets. So such a powerful personality, he is feeling the heat of Sudarshan Chakra for one reason. He has offended a great Vaishnava. So this he already realized, but at this time it's too late. So now he's swaprayasham. So he thought his own attempt is not going to work. So he's now completely frightened. Dikshu prana pariprashaye. So he's like saving his life at this time is most important. So he's running in all directions. So now the Sudarshan Chakra could have actually finished Durvasha Muni in a second, but then this is basically a also Lord is giving a chance for Durvasha Muni to realize and what mistake he has made and come to his senses. So this is like a pastime. So now Durvasha Muni is just like if a fire happens in a forest, the first living entity that dies is those who cannot actually go above the ground, right? The snakes, all the small worms, everything. The worms also can save themselves. They'll go underneath the soil, but the snakes, they have to stay above ground and they cannot actually go. So they will be completely vanquished. So similarly, so here Durvasha Muni was almost feeling the fire of the Sudarshan Chakra heat. It was extreme that he was trying to go in all directions, and eventually he entered Guham Viviksha Prashashara Meruhu. So in the Meru mountain there was one mountain, one cave. So he entered that cave just to save himself from this heat. And but he is being followed in all directions. So now so it was mentioned that by his power he went in different places. Where all he went, disho nabaha shamam vivaran samudran. It's like he went to the oceans, different planets. So even went to lokan sap Sapalam Tridivam Gataha. So he went to all the planets, even heavenly planets, oceans of all the rulers of three worlds, and but he could not actually save himself from this unbearable heat. So eventually, we all know that Durvashmuni entered the Brahmaloka. He asked Lord Brahma to protect him, but Lord Brahma he spoke. Sri Brahma Uvacha. So Lord Brahma spoke and said that. So how the Lord is very powerful. He just gave one instance of example. He just said that by Sthanam Madhyam Saha Vishwam Etat. So he just said that by the one flick of his eyebrows, the Lord actually vanquishes the entire universe. So, and then even Brahmaloka and all of these planets will be vanquished by the Lord. So, such is the power of the Lord Vishnu. And he said, even myself, Lord Vishnu, Daksha, Bhrugumuni, they are all powerful rulers, but then we are all completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord. So, therefore, Lord Brahma says we cannot do anything against the Lord's weapon, Sudarshan Chakra. So, and then eventually, Durashamani is understanding that he cannot be protected. He tries to go into the Kailash planet. Sarvam Kailasha Vashinam. So, who resides in Kailasha? Lord Shiva resides. So, he goes into Kailash planet and he falls at the feet of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva also says, I cannot do anything, my dear son. So he addresses him very nicely. My dear son, I cannot do anything. Even Lord Brahma and myself and all the demigods, we are all, think we are so great, but in front of the Lord Vishnu's power, our power is nothing. So, and he also gives, Lord Shiva also spoke, and he also says that, uh, you know, um, Aham, Sanat Kumara, Narada, all of these great personalities. So he lists down like even Yamaraj, Marichi, Kapila Dev. So there are past times when Lord incarnates as son of Devahuti. So that is another incarnation where Lord has multiple. So Hamsa, like he comes sometimes as partial incarnation, sometimes a Leela avatar, Purusha avatar. So the Lord has many, many incarnations. So Vibhinna Amsha Swahamsa, like some Lord sometimes has this, incarnations for a particular purpose. So in this case, he says all of these personalities, Devala, Yamaraj, Marichi, all of them uh, were very great personalities. Nonetheless, we are all covered by the illusory energy of the Lord, so we cannot basically do anything. Lord's illusion even covers us. So that was the verdict of Lord Shiva. So and then finally, Durvashamani, he understood that he is very disappointed that even Lord Shiva could not save him. Then he goes to Vaikuntha planet. So Padam Bhagavato Yaya Vaikuntakyam Yad Adjuste. So he goes to Vaikuntha Akyam, so the place known as Vaikuntha, and there he falls at the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. So how powerful is Durvashamani? He could enter into Vaikuntha, and now by the mercy of the Lord, he will be revealed how great are the Vaishnavas. So till this point, that revelation, the Lord actually wanted Durvashamuni to witness this, so he is giving him an opportunity. So now, so tat padamole patitaha. So and then now he is falling at the lotus feet of Narayana. So, and then he is praying to Lord Narayana, your infallible Lord, please, I have a great offender, Krito Agasham. So, I have actually great offender to that the lotus feet of your devotees. Please protect me, please give me protection. So, now at this point, to the surprise of Durvasha Muni, the Lord is going to speak how great are the devotees, the Vaishnavas, who have surrendered completely to the lotus feet of the Lord. So, Agnyata te paramanu anubhavam. So now, so the inconceivable, the Lord, Durvasha Muni is acknowledging that without knowledge, I could not understand your unlimited power. I offended your most dear devotee. So he acknowledges Kritam Mayagam Bhagavata Priyanam. So in this case, Maharaj Ambrishus is very dear to Lord Bhagavata Priyanam. So I have offended him, and kindly save me from this reaction of his offense. So you can understand. So there are two things, like one is papa or sinful activities, one is offense. Out of these two, which is more dangerous? The Vaishnavas say that offense is more dangerous, because sinful activities can be easily eradicated by the power of the bhakti process, can easily take away all the sinful reactions. The sins itself can be taken away, but offenses are more dangerous. So it is as if, like, you enter into somebody's house and you create mischief. So they're gonna be calling 911. So it is just like that. So we are entering into the Lord's personal space and creating the problem. So devotees are already in the Lord's personal protection. So when we enter into their space and create problem, there is only one way to solve that particular problem: by asking forgiveness for the same devotee. So that's that much serious it is, and that's why it is called Matihata. So that mad elephant disease. So an elephant goes into a garden, it can destroy everything in a fraction of a second. So now now, Durvashamani is saying that, Lord, you can actually save anyone at any condition, even if he is going to hell, by chanting your holy name. He can be purified. You can deliver them. So for you, everything is possible. So now the Lord Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So this is a very famous verse. The Lord says, Aham Bhakta Paradino. So the Lord says, I am actually, I am not independent. I am dependent on my devotees. Paradina. So I am actually sold out. I am not independent. So, and Shadubir Grashta Hrudayo. So I am completely sold out to that devotees who completely devoid of all material desires, and then I am in the core of their hearts. So, and then he says another word, what to speak of that? Bhaktair Bhakta Janapriyaha. So he says, I am a devotee of that devotee who is serving my devotee. So this is another beautiful how Lord says that um, anyone who is devotee of my devotee, I am very, very dear to them. So this is the same message. Gopi Bharta Padakamalayor Das Dasanu Das. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us that this is the perfection, that when we take the service of a devotee who is serving another Vaishnava, then that service is exalted. So here Prabhupada elaborates about how why devotees are special. Devotees are special because of this particular quality, Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. So they don't have any desires other than the Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. So they are all surrounded by that whatever is favorable for bhakti, that only that they will desire. So whatever is pleasing to Krishna. So that is one of the limbs of Sharanagati, the Sharanagati principles. So Sharanagati has 6 principles, beginning from humility, dainya. So one of the principles is Anukulyena Sankalpa Pratikulyena Varjanam. So whatever is pleasing to Krishna, whatever is favorable to bhakti, only that they'll catch hold of that. So a perfected devotee is all the 6 limbs he has perfected. Now is completely devoted to the Lord. And such a devotee is very special because of this particular quality. That's what Prabhupada is highlighting here. So in his core of his heart, and he is not illusioned by, attracted to any material objects. He is completely attracted to Krishna. So, now Prabhupada also quotes Vaishnava Acharya's Narottam Das Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeche Kebe. So, without being a devotee, one cannot be released from material entanglement. So this goes hand in hand, So if we have to be released from completely from material desires, we have to be completely attached to Krishna. So it just goes hand in hand. That's why a lot of these acharyas, when they give lectures, they say, and when you take darshan, you can see the Lord is present and also Maya is present, So you can see both. And when you want to understand the glories of devotional service, you also see side by side the problems of material world. So that way you can completely attach to the lotus feet of the Lord. So and then the last verse for today, devotees. So this is the Lord is speaking now. Lord says that for the exalted Vaishnavas, um, even he said Sriyam cha atyantikam Brahman. So even the Lord's the transcendental bliss and is yesham gatiraham para. So is mad bhaktair sadhubir vina. So without my devotees, Lord is saying that all of my opulence, all of my Brahma Jyoti and the transcendental bliss, I cannot enjoy. So I cannot actually relish my opulences. So devotees are the way how I actually enjoy my opulences. So this is again very, very important point Prabhupada is elaborating that. So the Lord is Atmaram. So Queen Kunti also she sings. See, Lord actually is Atmaram, is self-sufficient, but to enjoy his transcendental bliss, he takes the devotees along with him and he enjoys transcendental bliss. Just like in Vrindavana, the Lord is always surrounded by devotees, gopas and gopis and mothers and cows and all of this. They are all devotees of the Lord. They are increasing his transcendental bliss and by all the gopis and Radharani. So, like that, the Lord is increasing his transcendental bliss, pleasure potency by the association of the devotees. And Lord being unlimited, he wants to enjoy unlimited by having unlimited devotees. So that is the reason Prabhupada says that. So Lord also wants to reclaim all the conditioned souls and he wants to create more and more pure devotees so that he can have unlimited enjoyment with this transcendental, engaging them into transcendental loving devotional service. So this is the only reason the Vaishnavas, the great acharyas, they come, they try to help the Lord to increase the number of pure devotees so that the Lord can become more and more joyful and he can enjoy with this pure devotees. So, Prabhupada gives one example that there is a very rich man, like for example, like a billionaire. He has no children. He is very sad. He is very morose, and then he goes to one place, and then he adopts some orphanage. He goes and adopts children because with children he can have more happiness, more enjoyment. So similarly, without pure devotees, it is mentioned that Krishna cannot enjoy his transcendental bliss. So the transcendental bliss, the devotees, pure devotees, enhances his transcendental bliss. I mean, Lord is Atmaram, but the devotees, they increase his transcendental bliss, and that is the reason the Lord wants to give opportunity for all the people in the material world to join him in this transcendental devotional process, whereby we can exchange that loving devotional service and be more blissful and happy. That is the purpose that Prabhupada is quoting here. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees. So this concludes the today's verse. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, वंशा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Hare Krishna, Gaurish Krishna Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji, if it's okay with you. Can I ask, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji?
Is it okay, Prabhuji, to ask a question? I have doubt.
Yeah, please, Mataji. Yeah.
Prabhuji, if we are with the devotees and accidentally, in my mind, I did not make any offense, but they think it's an offense I committed. So how do I know that I made a mistake and an offense with the other devotee?
Oh my goodness, so the devotees are very, very soft. You know, they are like there is one pastime where in the mind only there was an offense. Basically, the another devotee was contemplating on and the pastimes of Krishna, and he was thinking how beautiful is this pastime, and he was laughing, he was smiling, but there was another devotee going past. So there was another devotee who was going on that side. He was thinking of Krishna's pastime and smiling, but that another devotee, he was actually he was a little bit not able to. Basically, he was disabled. So he was walking, and this devotee was smiling, and that devotee thought maybe he is thinking of my condition very jovial, you know. So but immediately this devotee's meditation got actually he was not able to think about Krishna's pastime. It got broken, and he realized that okay, I made a offense by laughing. This devotee took an offense mentally. I made an offense. So immediately he was not able to focus on holy name and chant. So the one way you can understand is if you are not able to do sadhana properly because of something you did mentally or physically, then that indicates us that okay, I did an offense because you are not able to focus on your sadhana, you are not able to focus on chanting. So that definitely that is the one way that indicates us that we did an offense. But we don't have to be if we come to know that somebody else tells us, we don't have to even analyze. We can directly go and ask for forgiveness, and that devotee, if it melts his heart, they will also her heart, she will also ask for forgiveness, and that ends the whole thing. But if it's unknown to us, we cannot do anything. At least if it comes to know, either by feeling in the heart, or somebody tells us, we can directly go and ask for forgiveness. There is nothing there's nothing to worry about. Asking for forgiveness will actually be very easy way to solve this, rather than not knowing what we did and whom we did. So like that. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. I think generally nobody asks, but you're asking. Thank you for asking this question. I know there are multiple instances that devotees, when they deal with other devotees, sometimes the friction comes. But the easy way to solve, like my Siksha Guru used to say, you go and fall flat at the devotee's lotus feet. And then the devotee's heart will melt, and they will also cry, and they will also ask for forgiveness, and that ends the story of friction. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.